Woo! There we go. Turn me up, Justin. Turn me up.
Can't hear nothing. Can't hear nothing.
Man, what's good? I can't hear nothing, man. Anyway, it's your boy Fine Ryan.
It's your boy Young Nail back again.
Back again, baby. Hold on, let's see. What's these sound effects on here?
Right.
Nah, I don't like that one.
I don't like it either.
Let's see what we got. No, I don't like that one. So we're going to drop a boom, baby.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yes, sir. What's up, Young Nail?
Nothing, just living.
What's the word, man?
The stimulus check finally officially hit.
Did your stimmy hit?
It hit Wednesday.
Oh, shit. We talked last week about what you was going to do.
I didn't do nothing with it. I really didn't do nothing with it.
You know what I did? I actually did the responsible thing with my stimmy.
And what?
I paid some debt off.
That is the most responsible thing.
Yeah. I actually took some motherfucking time and paid a little debt because I owe that to myself. I ain't went crazy yet, but I might buy me like a Tasmanian devil or something by the end of the week.
Oh, you gonna buy you something big with the money? Mm-hmm. I just don't know. I don't have anything I really want, and after.
Hey, my kids might need a pet dolphin or something. Who knows?
Nah, that ain't gonna work. Can they swim? Because most black people can't swim.
They like the water, but they can't really swim. But if you ask them, they gonna tell you they can swim.
Hey, I can't swim either.
They really can't, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I can't swim either.
Speaking of kids, so we can't talk about what happened this week in the news. I'm not super versed on it, right? And then you said you wasn't super versed as we were sitting up here just talking about it. So anybody watching the show, please chime in. Please let us know. They say your boy Kurt Franklin went crazy and your boy got unholy real fast and turned into a real nigga.
He wasn't back up again?
Nah, he wasn't looking. It was a different kind of revolution Kirk was looking for. Hey, I don't know. But it's like a TikTok craze right now where the sound, like anybody y'all know I mess with TikTok tough, right? So it's an actual TikTok sound right now where it's Kirk on the phone talking about I'll break your neck, nigga. Like Kirk, hey, talking to his son, bro.
That don't even sound like Kurt.
I tell you, man, look, Kurt wanted a whole different kind of. He was talking about stomping for y'all. It was a whole different kind of stump too. So I'm gonna look into that too. I'm gonna get a little more details on that there. But other than that, though, man, it's been not a slow week, but it's been an interesting week, man. It's been a lucrative week for the world. Being as though, I be keeping up with retail and what's going on in the retail world, right?
Yeah, they probably made a lot of money off of stimulus checks. They probably love
They is blowing them stimulus checks. But I'm going to tell you, anybody who gives a damn about what anybody else do with their money, they jealous, man.
Yeah,
just get listen. I stand on it. I stand on it. Hereby bang the gavel. That's your free money. Do whatever the hell you want to do with it.
And don't
that's
let nobody count your money. I can't stand that.
I can't stand that. You know what? That's a pet peeve of mine.
That's one of mine too.
And that's gonna segue right into tonight's topics, right? Pet peeves. Why is it? Right? So we're gonna talk about a few of our pet peeves. And that's one thing right there. That's a big pet peeve of me, right? Of mine personally. People count my pockets.
Do people do it more because of stimulus?
So people are more judgmental of people with stimulus checks. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Have I joked about it? Hell yeah. But I really don't care.
Because you joked with me about you need some kids so you can get more money.
Hell yeah. Look, I'm going to joke about it because it's something to smile and to laugh, to bask in, to enjoy. For me, it is free money. I don't know. Look, they say it impacts your taxes and all of that. Cool, guess what? I don't get too many of them taxes anyway.
It really don't.
I'll take all my bread, some guaranteed bread, opposed to sitting up here crossing my fingers, hoping I'm going to get me a few thousand, or hoping that I don't owe the IRS. The stimmy tell me, hey, you getting this and you getting this for all these kids, stimmy me up. The hell with some income taxes. That's my personal opinion. That's guaranteed money. I don't know what the hell I'm getting on the taxes.
You're right, and that's the big thing. Most people say it's going to affect your taxes. It hasn't affected taxes for this year. Maybe next year.
They said, well, I actually heard it impacted, like, so the last 2 stimmies that dropped, I heard it impacted some folks' taxes this year. Now, I don't usually file my taxes until April. I know you the professional with this.
Right.
So, I mean, you would know more than I would.
The only thing it simply asks when you do your tax return is if you received it. If you have received it, if you haven't received it, they're going to add what you were supposed to get. That's the only thing that they do to affect it.
But are they taxing it on the backside?
No, they don't tax it. It's not taxable.
You sure?
No, I'm positive. It's not taxable.
Cause I good old uncle always got to find a way to get get him some bread.
Now maybe this next tax season, maybe it's gonna be a different story.
And look, hopefully by this next tax season, my boy Moneybag Joe come through, drop a couple more stimmies by the end of the year.
I think they done with stimulus.
Hey, they might be. That's fine.
Because the world is kind of getting more back to normal because people ain't just sitting at home all day. I think the world's more open now.
Well, because people are actually taking the time to get vaccinated.
Right.
So, damn, is that my phone? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cancel that shit.
So, I think more people are not staying at home. I think they gonna kind of abolish any more checks because everybody talks about monthly recurring payments. That ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna give everybody money each and every month.
So I thought that was a part of this stimulus package.
No.
Is that in July they were supposed to start the payments?
That's what.
And it's like $500 a kid or something like that.
I've heard that. I don't think that shit's gonna work like that.
You just don't want.
No, I don't really care.
I know you don't care.
No, the reason why I say I don't care
because you don't have dependents when you file taxes, bro.
Because eventually taxes they're gonna get the money back somehow. You got to think they always figure out a way to get the money back.
You know, hey, you pay it back on the back end. Don't nobody care about that for the most part. For the most part, when they go to that dealership and just want to get that car and they sign that thing and they paying motherfucking 12% interest on that car, ain't nobody thinking about it. They thinking about riding off that lot in that brand new car, looking, stunting, doing whatever. They don't realize that they didn't pay for that car in half.
Right.
They don't realize that, and no one gives a fuck for the most part. I'm just gonna be. I'm talking about people that don't really understand economics, right?
Right.
And really understand that. Hey, you want to push to get that 1 or 2%,
right?
Because you really that interest gonna be there.
Truth be told, we ain't talking about finances. Anything below 3, you're really making money because of how the inflation rate raises about 3% every year. So anything below that, you're really making money off of the bank. So that's why the bank, if you ever try to get a savings account, the bank ain't gonna give you nothing above a 1 or 2% savings account. But you go ask for a loan, they gonna try to give you a 10, 8 for a house, 10, 12, 15 for a car if you got bad credit.
Right. So that being said, right, I don't be in other people's pockets, but I am going to encourage people to take this money, right? If you're getting as much money as some of these people is out here, and I got a decent amount because I got a whole lot of damn kids, and that's cool. Be financially responsible. I want do what you gonna do. Have you some fun with that money? Because let me tell you, I'm going to have me some fun with that money.
See, my problem isn't people like that. My problem is those people who are going to sit and spend all that money. Then 3 or 4 months they gonna talk about, oh, I don't have no money. Well, that's the only problem I would ever have with somebody.
Well, that's the thing. People, financial responsibility ain't just a one-time thing, man. So the problem is they're gonna put all their eggs into one basket. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to understand how to stretch that money out, how to utilize that money to make more money, or even how to, in my case, people don't understand what credit is and how much that credit will take you a lot further
than money.
That credit is going to double that cash amount, if not more than that. I don't have no exact figures, so don't quote me on that. But, I just know it's important. It's more important for me to have a great credit than $10,000.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So $700 credit score, $10K, give me the goddamn 700 credit score.
Right. Because if you get an interest rate at 10 or 15%, that's the money right there. So that's all it is right there.
So not diving too deep into economics. I know we'll talk about that shit all night because who don't want to talk about money, right? Who don't want to talk about getting it? Who don't want to talk about having it, spending it, doing whatever they want to do with it? But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do some financially responsible things because I'm a financially responsible person. But I own a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. God damn it, I am a financially irresponsible person to a T.
But but you know what? I'm an impulse buyer. I'm not one of the type of people. If I don't sit there and say, okay, I'm just gonna wait until I get this and that. When I want something, I'll just go. I
realized that your check engine light turned on and you came home with a brand new Camaro.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, that is how that works. I mean, that's not how that works. Exactly how it worked.
That was a great point. Hey, that was about 4 years ago.
I don't care if it was. I don't care how many years ago you was driving a paid off. What you had? You had the Ford Explorer, right? You had the. Then all of a sudden, you come down the street in Bumblebee. Excuse me, sir. How does this happen? How do you go from, hey, I'm driving this old vehicle that wherever, and then all of a sudden I got like the nicest car probably on the street at any given time, depending on the day.
So let me tell you the story behind
people plan for that kind of shit. You know how long it took me to get the car that I got? I knew I was getting that car 2 years ago.
So it was March 26, 2016. I remember the exact date. I woke up, was driving.
Who impulse buys cars?
That's not an impulse buy. I needed a damn car. So March 26, I got on the highway. And I got on the highway. As soon as I got on the highway, my light started flickering, and the car, not just the check engine light, like the headlights.
Hey, most people call tow trucks.
Nah, I said, let my ass call into work, which is in the middle of Texas. I called in work and told my boss I wasn't feeling well. So then I had my ex drop me off at the dealership. I said, you go to school. I'm going to be at the dealership. I don't need you to come pick me up. I'm going to make sure before I leave, I have a car.
So is that not? Did you not just define an impulsive buy?
But it wasn't like I realized my car.
Do you realize impulsive buys? People justify them. That's what makes them impulsive. So in the world of merchandising, hold on, let me finish.
Okay,
let me finish. In the world of merchandising, things are put in front of you to make you to pull you in and make an impulsive buy. So it's a buy that you had not planned on. It's something that has sway. So you had a legit reason. So it was semi-impulsive. But nobody told you to go buy a brand new Camaro.
So here's the thing. I said, you know what? I'm 23 years old. I make pretty good money. Let me go buy the car I want today rather than just buying any other car.
Look.
Not to mention, my old car had 220,000 miles. So in the back of my mind, you know that car's going to give out any minute.
Even more reason why it's an impulsive buy.
That ain't impulsive.
Okay, so all right, riddle me this. At any point in time, did you think that you was going to buy a Camaro in the next year?
I said whatever that car gave out. No. But I don't know. I don't know cars like that. So
that's the impulsive buy.
I don't think that's really that impulsive.
Anyway, that's impulse, man. Give me another goddamn pet peeve. We ain't finna sit here on that. So we talked about counting pockets.
Right. We talked
pet peeve.
Right.
My
pet peeve is customer service. I don't know how
their lack of
customer service.
Okay.
So I'm gonna explain the story.
All right.
So when I went and bought furniture, I go to weekends only. I say I want a
you know they closed on Tuesday, right?
Yep, and I went on Saturday.
Okay, just making sure.
So it wasn't none of that.
Hey, just making sure.
It was either Friday or Saturday. And I told the lady what I wanted. What she proceeded to do was point me in a direction of where the stuff should be. And so I walked back there and didn't find what I wanted. So I said, I'm looking for this in particular type of stand. She's like, oh, that's upstairs. So now, not to mention, Weekends Only is a big-ass store. I don't really want to walk around the whole damn store looking for stuff. But your job as a salesperson is to sell me the product, not to sit there and say, it's right here, go get it.
So I'm going to get you on this one, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, then I actually find what I want. And so I say, I had to take the whole damn sign downstairs and show them, hey, this is what I want. And I said, so
what weekends you was in that had an upstairs?
Baldwin.
Have I been in that weekend? I don't know.
You probably have. You lived across the street?
I didn't know the motherfucker had an upstairs though.
Yeah.
Upstairs and downstairs. Okay.
So So I
I actually
proceed
got a
to
dining room table from them. Go ahead.
I proceed to give her the lady the sign, and she tells me, "Oh well, I can't look up to see what's in stock because it's gonna take me too long." So I'm like, "So you can't tell me what's in stock?" And she says, "No, I can't really tell you. But the best place to actually go would be Carroll House Furniture." So not only did you not tell me what I wanted, you told me to go somewhere else to shop. Now, in what world does that happen? Now, you don't think that's bad customer service?
That's awful customer service. But you don't know what kind of day that lady was having.
But
She might have been over people that day.
But the number one rule of customer service is to serve the customer. Is it not?
Something. Customers, man. I agree.
And I'm noticing it more and more.
But I be disagreeing too.
But I notice it
in the field that I'm in. These customers think they always right. And let me tell you something. You motherfuckers ain't always right.
You right.
So, that being said, I don't be wanting to hear it, and I be like, up to here with it. Bro, I be ready to tell somebody, I be ready to cuss people out like they just straight up, like they touched, like they punched my kid or something. Like, I be ready to straight fight people, man, because people don't be understanding at the end of the day, you're a human being too. Mm-hmm. So I would caution that pet peeve.
But you're talking about more disrespect. I'm not disrespectful at all.
No, I'm just saying, even still, you don't know what nobody been through.
Right.
You don't know how nobody's day's been. So I would say, could that have been an isolated situation?
Maybe. But then
it could have.
But then I have another story about that. So I go into Menards yesterday. I say, "Where's your game section?" I just said, "Where's the game section? Where do you have your board games?" They proceeded to tell me, he says, "Go all the way back here."
Whoa. Hold on. Before we get Menards, though, Weekends is not set up like a normal retail facility where they have high fixtures and all of that. Mm-hmm. You can walk into a Weekends, you can take 3 steps in, and you can see the entire sales floor. Why is it that you needed to be pointed toward the dressers? Wherever you were standing when you walked in, you could see the dressers.
No, you couldn't.
Man,
but
bullshit.
But my stuff was also upstairs.
Look, I don't know what damn Weekends you was in. This motherfucker was in the Weekends that serve you champagne.
Or maybe I was in Ashley's. I was in Ashley's.
Ashley's has the upstairs.
Yeah, I was in Ashley's. Not Weekends.
Yeah. All right, that make a little bit of a difference, bro.
But still, I do know what you mean by Weekends because you
walk in Weekends, you can see the whole showroom floor. You don't gotta ask nobody what nothing is,
right?
And them people in Weekends actually aggravate.
Are they?
Yeah, they be trying because they work. I'm assuming the way that they hound you when you walk in, they work off commission.
They actually don't because I bought my mattress and bed from Weekends only.
Boy, that don't mean you don't know if they work off commission.
He told me because I asked him if he worked on commission. He was like, "I don't really care if you buy or not because we don't work on commission."
That's probably a sales tactic. They hound you in there. Anywhere they hound you, they work off commission. Trust and believe.
But certain departments work on commission. So that's the thing you got to be worried about.
Your boy,
because mattresses.
Hey, your boy took you through the ringer. He psychologically sold you some shit that you ain't need.
Here's the problem. He didn't tell me shit because I said I used to work in mattresses and I know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm not looking for. He's like, "I'm not even gonna try to sell you nothing. Just go ahead and lay down and do what you got to do."
Yeah, my boy plays you like a fiddle.
I don't care.
My boy plays you like a fiddle.
I go to the store to buy. He
played the game. He psychologically look. He outsmarted the genius.
He probably made about $300.
Hey, that's fine.
And that was a good day for him.
That's his claim to fame. But however, look, I ain't gonna keep going. We ain't gonna keep going on that. Let's go and get into some music, and then we gonna get into my probably
number one.
I gotta spend some time on it because it aggravates my mother, pardon my French, fucking soul. It bothers my soul so much. And it's one of my favorite songs actually. It's by Jagged Edge. Can you name the song?
Nope. Because Jagged Edge got so many good songs.
Man, but it's about a pet peeve of mine. Let's get into it. It's Jagged Edge. He Can't Love You. Let's go. Ooh. Woo! Yes,
back
sir. We is back again. Drop the bomb on him. One time for the one time. So, that was Jagged Edge. He can't touch you. He can't love you.
So that song was tied to one of your big pet peeves.
One of my biggest pet peeves.
And the only thing I can think of is like the 80-20 rule. When you think somebody looking outside is better than the guy you got at home.
No.
Then that's good. What's your interpretation of it?
What the fuck is Young Now talking about?
He can't love you like I can love you.
Absolutely. Think about Young Now. Think about it, right? The intro to that song, the first thing dude say is, I ain't no hater or nothing. But he can't love you like I love you. Mm-hmm. So, my biggest pet peeve is guys pillow talking or downing another man because he wants his play at a woman. Look here, big dog. Shoot your shot. You want her? Everybody for a game at the end of the day. Right? Everybody for a game at the end of the day. So, if you want her and he ain't this, be greater than him.
Don't downplay him.
Why is you downplaying him?
Crab in the bucket.
Yeah, I hate grown men speaking on other grown men or trying to down grown men on the strength of a woman, right? On trying to get ahead in life. Like, my dude, listen, let me tell you something. Why? Right? If you true to who you are,
be based on your own merits.
Exactly,
that's
bro. Be like, just be who you are. Like, if he's all these things that you can sit up here and try to do. And I know people close to me that done shit like this. And I don't respect them as men. And I'm specifically talking about men because let me tell you, no disrespect to women, that seems like shit. That's kind of catty-like, right? It's kind of womanish. It's kind of feminine.
It's more of gossip.
It's gossipy,
it's
right?
Stuff that you always taught as a man, hey, don't get involved in gossip.
Man, listen, you know, I come from a black household, true and true. Men don't get involved in women's business. Issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a fine line. There's a distinguished, clear-cut, defining, like, that ain't got shit to do with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it ain't nothing worse than another man that tries to hate on another man on the strength of some wet skin.
So, give me an example. What's probably one of your best examples of that? You ain't got to name no names. You ain't got to do any of that.
Okay. Situation. Know a dude, right? St. Louis small. Right?
Very small.
And when you are all in like a similar scene.
Same circle.
Not even necessarily the same circle, right? Because you ain't got to be in the same circle to be in like that, maybe that party, going out type of vibe, right? Because you're going to see a group of people here that you might see at this club, might see, especially during the pandemic where it's limited access to certain places, right? So if you find out that maybe two different guys, right, both have some kind of tie-in with one particular female. And then y'all figure it out. So then both of y'all know. But y'all know each other.
See, at that point, just be man to man and just talk about it.
Yeah, but this is where it goes to, you know, again, excuse my friend, this is where it goes like to some hoe shit, right? So when one man will speak on what another man is doing or what he has going on to try to get this particular female not to deal with him, to deal with him, instead of, hey, I'm a phenomenal guy. I'm this. I bring all this to the table, living in your confidence. I'm going to be who I am. If you pick him, hey, that's on you, baby. You do you. I'm going to be over here being great still. And at the end of the day, you're going to see that you made a wrong pick.
Mistake. Yeah.
And I'm still over here either moved on or I ain't even got to move on. I just ain't fucking with you because you didn't fuck with me.
Yeah. That is a good pet.
That is whole shit.
That's a good pet peeve. That's
right?
a good pet peeve because you taught be your own man, not try to. You're almost piggybacking, but you're trying to belittle another man to get what you want to get.
That's exactly what you. It's one thing if you have a genuinely like a disliking for somebody, then you're gonna do that kind of stuff by nature, right? It's people in my life I don't like. If I see them, I'll be like, oh, ugly motherfucker, you know, like you just go naturally do it. But there's nothing ill or nothing that I'm gaining from that.
Right.
When you are hateful or hating or doing things and there is a clear cut like alternative motive behind it, and it's for real at the end of the day, it's about some wet skin, my dude. Like when it's at the end of the day, when it's about that, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, especially a man, especially if y'all in the same kind of environment. What's the reason for doing it? I never understood that.
What if y'all practically family?
If you practice, that's even worse. If you're close to somebody, you shouldn't do that because that's your
What
family.
if you actually are family?
That's the worst of the worst because that's a person you
Bingo.
should know.
I'm just saying.
They should want to elevate you, not bring you down. That's the way I always think of how family should be. They should want the best for you.
None of that matters. I think that's just salt on the wound for real. My frustration with that though is I've seen it happen, and again, like I have no dog in this particular fight that I'm even speaking of, right? Not to say I don't have no dog in it. Obviously, I'm cool with both parties, cooler with one than the other, but it's just the idea of it. Like it aggravates me to no end because it's so deep. The insecurity run deep on one side. Like my dude, like you know how many women out here? Like just go get another one.
Right. It's more women than men. That's what people
Like
don't realize.
go get another one, my dude. Like it's plenty of them out here. You're gonna go out tonight. And it's gonna be plenty of available women. Like it's okay. You're probably gonna go to the grocery store tomorrow. It's probably gonna be an attractive woman in that bitch buying spaghetti sauce. Like you don't supposed to eat a spaghetti sauce though if she ain't married. Young man don't know nothing about that.
I don't know.
That's that voodoo.
I know what you're talking about now.
He don't know nothing about that. But like yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't stand that. That one for some reason pierces my soul, along with my last one. I'm gonna let you go next,
Okay.
and I'm gonna come back to my last one. That's all I
fine.
got. So I got three of them. I told you the first one was counting other people's money,
That's one of mine too.
and men hating like
Men pillow talking or men down talking other men.
I don't know,
That's more.
cause I mean you can pillow talk,
But
but
men
if you
down
down in
talking.
another man
Yeah.
pillow talking, it's the content of behind the pillow talk. So men hating on men because they're trying to elevate themselves for a woman, for any reason for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, young man? What's your
One of my pet peeves is about people not listening. So especially when somebody repeats what you say back to you or attempts to repeat back what you said, you're like, that's not what I said at all.
man? You got me questioning if you like women there.
No, that's a damn shame because that's why I'm saying it. Because
You got-
can say something
Hey.
and they repeat back to you and they get mad because of what they think you said or what they think they heard. I'm like, that's not what I said. If that's what I said, I could see why you being mad, but you can't say that's not what I said. And you don't want to tell somebody shut the hell up. That's not what I said.
Oh, no, you be wanting to tell them.
You do, but that probably won't work out very well. So just listen.
All depends on who you talking to.
Just listen. Just men and women, just listen. And if somebody say that's not what I said, you probably had your interpretation of it incorrect. So the big thing is communicate, but listen to what somebody says. And if they tell you that's not what they meant, believe them. Because a lot of times people don't mean to offend people, but it come out wrong. So that's one of the pet peeves of mine is just listen to what somebody else says. My last pet peeve, I would say, so I like the money, counting people money. That's one of my favorite ones too. My other one, I would say, is probably an eye for an eye. It's so putting yourself in the shoes of somebody else. So I always tell people, like, especially like with cheating, how would you feel if somebody did the same thing to you? So a lot of music's based on that. And so I've always had that approach of, hey, the reason why I wouldn't do this is because I wouldn't want somebody doing it to me. So I think a lot of times people don't take that route to say, I don't want somebody doing that to me.
So you get mad then. Because the way I look at that is I don't get mad, I get even.
See, I don't like that.
So
that makes it bad.
Hey, I'm just saying that may make it bad. I may be wrong about it, but I'm just saying. So what's the alternative? Because you either get mad or you get even. So you telling me you gonna not be mad, you gonna not get even, and you just gonna be the bigger person?
That's the goal. That's what you're supposed to do.
Man, I don't know if I'm that mature.
But that's also why.
Maybe.
But that's also why I don't talk to my exes. That's probably the reason why I don't talk to my exes. Because I will always say, if we get in a real relationship, the only reason we gonna really break up is if you do something. And so if you do something, I'm like, okay, you done took what I said to heart, and you did what I said you couldn't do. So we don't need to be together, and we don't need to be friends.
Whoa! Did y'all heard what Young Nell said? He said, "You did what I told you not to do."
Something like that. It ain't that stern. It's some things that I just don't accept in a relationship.
Sound pretty controlling. Ike, talk to him.
I ain't controlling. I am demand. I will say I'm demanding.
Ike Jr. What you say now?
I would say I'm demanding, but I'm not controlling.
So I want to say I agree with you, and then there has to be a level of communication, and there has to be some clear-cut boundaries in any kind of situation. Your delivery on that was awful. You sounded awful. You sounded like Ike Jr.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it can't be all or nothing. There has to be dialogue there.
Yeah.
There has to be some understanding as to why the decisions was made to do what it is she did outside of your demands, Ike. So
it ain't like
I'm just saying. Look,
you right about what you heard. You all right. So you all right.
I'm just dissecting what you said, bro. Hey, can we replay that shit? Is there some truth in what I'm saying? I'm just going off what you said.
So at that same point, if you was to hear that, then as the person on the opposite side should be like, okay, can we talk about specifically what's the boundaries? That's what I would always want to say is what's the boundaries. So if you say
but every situation don't get addressed prior to the situation happening. So that's why there has to be a dialogue even after she deliberately disobeyed you, Mufasa. Because I don't know, you sounded pretty demanding, Young Nell, that I ain't never seen this side of you.
And I will tell people in a relationship I am demanding, and people be like, "Oh, you don't seem that demanding." I said, in a relationship it's a little bit different because I expect there's certain things. I expect it to go a certain way.
You don't. I'm telling you this. Now listen to me. This is your big brother giving you some guidance. What you're saying is not realistic in every single relationship. Everything is situational.
Right. I hear you.
So there has to be, again, some wiggle room there. It can't be all or nothing.
Right.
It cannot be. But that's what makes relationships strong. That's how you build bonds in relationships, by getting over hurdles, having clear understandings, really breaking down one's thought process and going from me to we. You know what I'm saying? From I to us type thing, right? So it really takes it's going to take that.
It takes a lot of work.
It takes work. So you can't be up here and saying that if you ain't doing what I demand or you ain't doing what I want you to do, I would say caution yourself that in your relationship. Because I'm telling you, when you was a little kid and somebody told you not to touch that stove, what you did? You touched that damn stove. So it wasn't until you put your hands on that hot ass stove that you realized, oh, the stove hot. So I'm just saying, I would always caution that. And this is sheerly through my personal beliefs, off of things that I've seen and off of things that I've been through. Like I would always caution that
You can't have that direct of an approach. You,
You
can't
can't.
be you can't be all or nothing. I understand that. And
Yeah.
I think at certain points it's more about just communicating than anything, not just being black and white, because it's a lot of gray areas that you have to kind of discover together. That's what you're trying to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, and if you go into situations like that, you almost got to go into it. Prime example, give you a great analogy, right? Painting, right? Let's use painting. You go into a situation, you already damn near got the picture painted on how you want the picture to end. But this is a collaborative painting. This isn't a young nail painting.
Right.
If young nail want a young nail painting, you gonna paint it by yourself. But you can't bring this canvas that's semi-painted into this situation and this be a 50-50 collaborative painting. Because now what you're going to do is your vision and her vision are not going to line. So how do we get to the point where we're aligning and we're painting something together? You could find a phenomenal woman that looks at what you already have painted and add on to it. Right? She can be everything you want, and she can add on to your painting, and she can take what you already got. She can run with it. She's artistic enough to have this beautiful understanding of what you already got, and y'all can make this beautiful picture. Or you can find that one that's everything that you want, but don't like the where you went with this painting. The best bet is to come into this collaborative. You coming into this collaborative painting with a blank canvas.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So y'all are going to have to be on the same page, literally on the same canvas in this instance, right? Y'all gonna have to figure out what color scheme y'all want. Y'all got to figure out if y'all want rocks in the picture, if it's gonna be a skyline, if it's gonna be a fucking riverboat. Who knows what this painting is gonna be? But y'all gonna have to figure that out together. And so you can't come in with the painting halfway done.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my analogy to that. So we going all off topic like we always do. But I think it's some good substance. It's some good substance. You know what I'm saying? You know, they call me Dr. Love in my former life, but we ain't gonna touch on that. Well, you know, maybe they did, maybe they did. Who gives a fuck? I call myself that. So I always look, you could always give everybody else all the advice in the world, but can't never live by the code. So it's okay. And that's fine. I'll take that. You know, I'm working on being a better me at the end of the day. So we talked about the spaghetti sauce. I'm going to go into Kevin Gates' Fatal Attraction because that's one of my shits. The video, and he even hit on it in the song. He talks about the voodoo with the spaghetti sauce in the video. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that Kevin Gates.
You talk about when the girl put their placenta and all that shit.
Yeah, they said they put their period blood. And Bike again. So yeah, that was Kevin Gates. We was talking about the video, man, and
I just watched that video.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
You saw it? You peeped it? So
I know exactly.
it's all about the voodoo. That's that New Orleans, that Creole, that voodoo. So my last pet peeve, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to say this one. I don't know. I'm probably just as passionate about both of them. I think the first one I went with, I would say I'm probably just as passionate about, but really haven't been as exposed to it as this next one. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna give it to you on a broad level, and then I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna categorize this shit, right? Mm-hmm. Stupidity is probably
that's
my biggest pet peeve. Now, I say stupidity in the sense of, let's start categorizing. I have an issue with comprehension. That's not the stupidity I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people that have learning disabilities or people that just aren't as gifted as the next person in algebra and can figure out, some motherfuckers can't figure out what n equals faster than the next person. I'm not talking about that kind of stupidity. I'm talking about ignorance. I'm talking about being closed-minded. I'm talking about lack of understanding.
Ignorance. Just being
ignorance.
Yeah.
Sheer stupidity. In the sense of that, right? So being closed-minded, people, and it kind of ties into all the shit that we was talking about, right? Mm-hmm. When you was talking about when you was on your Ike Jr. shit.
Demanding.
Being demanding, like stupidity, like to me, you gotta understand that people in life are not gonna be the same. Everybody's not gonna view everything that goes on around them in this world the same way you do. Mm-hmm. Why in the hell in 2021 are we teaching kids to be ignorant? Why are we teaching people to be closed-minded? Why are there closed-minded people in the world? I just don't understand. We are it's 2021. Kids are exposed to everything
at an earlier age.
At an earlier age, it's easier to have more access. You got the internet, you got social media, you got all these things. For us and people in our generation, not even for you probably at this point, for me and people older than me, the only way we had to learn and make things make sense, we ain't had the internet. We had to read, we had to go through fucking bookshelves of encyclopedias, right? Yep. To get facts about things or to have like these references.
Right. Pre-Google,
right? So Google ain't been around my whole life. So for a lot of people, Google has been the dominant encyclopedia in their lives. I just don't understand why the world is ignorant. I don't understand why the world is ignorant. I don't understand why people are closed-minded. Why does it matter to you if this person's sexual orientation ain't what you agree with?
I heard somebody... I heard somebody on the Steve Harvey show the other day say that it's a shame that you got kids nowadays choosing what gender they identify with. And not only that, it's going to make the population worse because you're going to have less people having kids. I'm like, and somebody was like, you can still have in vitro, all this modern technology.
Man, please, I know plenty of people I know lesbian couples right now that have kids. And I know gay, well, I probably do. I probably do. I can't think of it. I guess it's just not what I'm around as much that have kids. But here's my thing. I just don't understand why it matters so much to the next person. The same way, and I guess all of the stuff that I'm talking about, it's all a matter of like minding your own fucking business. Like all of my pet peeves kind of tie together, right? Why is you telling somebody about this man for your personal gain? That was the other one. Why are you counting somebody else's pocket? That's their pockets. Why at the end of the day does it matter what this person wants to do with themselves? Like, why are people so close-minded? Like, now, will I roast you if you deserve to be roasted.
Yeah, you will.
It ain't coming from a place of hate though.
But you will.
Absolutely. I'm gonna talk about you. That's how I grew up. That was my fat boy defense mechanism. I had to be quick because everybody everybody was gonna tell me, "Hey, you fat, you this, you that,"
and then you know what you always hit them with? Say something else,
right? So you had to almost 8 Mile. You had to hit them with the B Rabbit off 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? They went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. I had to be quick. I had to be witty, and somehow, somewhere or another, it just made me who I am. So yeah, I'm gonna roast you. I'm gonna talk about you. But I'm not doing it for the same reasons now at my age as I did it for when I was a kid. It was a defense mechanism, and yeah, it got laughs and all of that. And then it moved into a place where really I was trying to hide my own self-esteem and insecurity issues that I was having with myself, hide it about talking about other people. But now, like I said, you evolve, you grow. I'm a whole adult. I don't worry about what other people got going on. Like, that's the least of my concerns. I put that time and energy into bettering me. I put that time and energy into my household, my family, my kids. I put that energy to my career. Like, I put that energy into things that's ultimately going to make me the best fine round I could be at the end of the day. And that's all that I give a damn about, because the people that are close to me are going to get the best version of me, and it's going to be good for everybody that's in my world. So if you literally sit back and tie in all my pet peeves together, they all pretty much stem on, like, they all are pretty much, man, mind your fucking business, man.
Yeah.
Mind your business. Be you. Be genuine. It's nothing worse than people that's just not authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. And people will put so much energy into being something that they not, and just being not truthful and shit like that. It's so much harder to do that than it is to just, hey, wake up, look in the mirror, accept who you are. If you don't like who you are, change it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
You know what else? You know what that reminds me of is that you got those people when they're alone, they the coolest person on earth, but then when they get around people, they act like a totally different person.
They change up, bro.
You know, I can't stand people like that, because I'd rather you be the same way. I know what I'm going to get.
Hey, I'm me to a fault. People tell me I'm funny, I'm a great guy, I'm all of this. But do you know, I get told in my personal life, I get told in my professional life, and people are literally, people that love me and care about me, literally, it bothers them, it hurts them that I can be self-centered at times. I can be inconsiderate at times, and I'm a procrastinator to the core, right? So I'm who I am to a fault, but I'm a lot of great things too.
Right.
But I don't hide or shy away from who I am. Do I need to get better at these things? Yeah, of course. Every day I want to take 1 foot forward to be a better me, right? So all of these things that all of these people that I trust and love around me are telling me, I gotta do better at that. It's still hard because, again, I am who I am. And for me, it's so much easier. Like, everything that I believe in is why it's harder for me to drop those things, right? Because it's so easy to be me. It's hard for me to sit down and plan some shit out
and be something that you're not.
It's hard. You get the concept behind it, but in a professional sense, right? How do you tell your boss that when you get in your evaluation and they telling you, "Hey, you don't plan well. Hey, you got this laid back attitude. I got this laid back attitude at work, at home, doing everything that I do, but it kind of hinders me professionally."
See, I completely understand where you're coming from, because the person that you are outside of work is the person you still are. You're gonna be the same person either way.
You can be,
but it's hard not to be be the same either way. So I'm gonna tell you, for me personally, I started realizing that I actually have a personality and I like talking to people. But for years and years, I was always super duper quiet around new people. And so when I started this new job, they was like, "We never met somebody like you because you're very outgoing, you're very sociable."
You?
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds?
Yeah. they said, well, most accountants aren't like you. You're not the typical accountant. And do you know? I was like, I guess that is right because most accountants, you associate an accountant with somebody who's gonna sit at the desk and not say anything. But there are accountants at my firm now like that, and so they always mess with me. They say when they hired you, they were looking for something different that we didn't have, and they found it.
Hey, well, that's dope, man. Well, hey, we about to close the show on now. Another good show. We got deep. We talked about stupid people. We talked about the way the stupid people make us feel and all that good stuff. We're going to be back next week. Maybe. I think we may or may not be back next week because I think we got some stuff going on. I don't know, but we're going to be back, and then we're going to welcome Keisha. Keisha on the mic. She going to be back the following week, man, and we're going to ride this wave. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go out to some Mo 3, Kevin Gates, Broken Love. We'll holler at y'all in a minute.